All right, Pilot OCRs, welcome to episode 4 of your Pilot OCR iLearn 3 transition training. This episode, we're going to talk about discussion boards, and I want to give you just as much information as I can, as quickly as I can. Going back to the Pilot OCR kind of checklist document that we have, a couple things we want you to check first are in the settings. So if you go into any discussion board, and I'll just go into this one, you can kind of see some really good information right here up front. So one thing we want you to check for is to see if students have to post before they can read other people's posts. And you can usually see that right here in the topic information. So the way we read this is the forum. So this is basically just a folder. The forum holds the topics, and the topics hold the threads. So in each topic, these settings have to be made so that a student must post first before they can read other posts from other students. So just look for that to see if you want it there, if it should be there or should not be there. If you want to change that on your own to experiment with, it's pretty easy to do. You just click on that arrow, click Edit Topic, and right down here, there's this little checkbox that says users must start a thread before they can read and reply to other threads. And that's how you change that. Next thing we want you to know is have the rubrics from the iLearn 2 been moved over to iLearn 3? So if there's a rubric, you'll see that in certain places. And let me find an actual course here that I know has that. Sorry, just got to run over to this little side here. So if your course has a rubric in the discussion board, if you're in the discussions tool, I know that this one has one. You don't see obviously here that it has a rubric, but if you go to Edit Topic and you go over to Assessment, there you can see if the rubric has been added or not. That's one way to see that. There are also a couple other places to see that. If I was to actually go over to Content itself, and go to this discussion, which I don't remember where I put it. You will also be able to see rubrics here at the top. So you'll see the top post, and then you'll see rubrics right here. And you can click on the rubric, and you can actually see what this rubric looks like. And these are all just a test class here. So that's how you check for rubrics. Groups is another thing. So right here on this course, I'm back in the discussions tool. So I clicked here and I'm in discussions. And so here's the interesting thing about groups. You want to be able to see one forum, and then you want to see your groups in there. So you can see here that I've got group 1, 2, 3, 4, and I've got group restrictions on here. So that's really important. If there are no group restrictions, then all students can see all of these groups, and we don't want that. If you want to see which group is assigned to which group topic, you click on Edit Topic, and you can click over here to Restrictions, and you can see right here that this one is restricted to set number 1, group number 1. You can add and you can kind of take away all these things. I would be very careful to not play with any of these settings. It just takes a long time to set up groups. So that's how you check to see if your groups are set up with the right thing. So one other thing we wanted you to check for, it's not a bad thing to start with actually, is to go over to the groups tool and find out how many group sets do you have. And they call these categories, but it's basically just a folder that has all your groups for this one set. You can see with this particular course, there is only one group set, but there are 9 groups in this course. So that's how you can check to see if you have enough and what they're assigned to. You can see this over here. So if I click on Discussions Group 4, I can see that this is assigned to the topic, Lesson 2, Lesson 3, and Lesson 4, and Lesson 8. And so Group 1 has those assignments. Group 2 should have the same ones, but just for the Group 2 of each one, and they do. And so that's kind of how you check for that. So we ask you to check, do you have enough groups? Is there one discussion board topic for each group in the lesson? So that's how we were looking back over here. And I saw, okay, there's one topic for each of my groups. If you have too many, let course improvement know so they can delete some out for you, but I would not delete them out. So I go week by week, lesson by lesson. I'm just making sure I have enough groups. Is there one grade item for each discussion board? Now, to go right along with all this, we have to go back up to the top and we're going to go over to grades. And for this course, I'm just going to go over to manage grades because it's a little easier to see it from manage grades. And I would recommend you do the same. And I want to see, is there one grade item for each group, and is this symbol next to each of those? This symbol means that only students in group 1 will be able to see this grade item in the grade book. If this is not here, then students in groups 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 would all see this grade item, and we don't want that. So we want to make sure that students can only see the group they're assigned to in the discussion board and only see the grade item for that group they're assigned to in the grade book. Are the groups auto-enrolled? So let's go over here again to groups. Sorry, I'm kind of going back and forth, but I want to see if auto-enroll is set up. And this is really important in the reference course because in your course, it may not have happened, but you want to make sure that it's right for the next semester. So I click on this and click Edit Category, and I just want to see, is auto-enroll new users checked or not? If it's not checked, I would probably recommend that Course Improvement check that up, set that up so that when the next semester comes and students are enrolled in the course, they're automatically put into the groups, and then I can go in and I can edit enrollments. And so the cool thing is you can say enroll users, and you get this, and there's no users in this course. Dang it. Anyway, you'll get that really nice view where you can just drag and drop them over from one place to the next. We've got lots of instructions on how to do that. So let's see. Have you submitted any tickets for your discussion boards? Is the last one. Oh, sorry. No, there's one more. Does the discussion board forum show up in content? So if I go into content, we've got all these groups in here in the discussions. I want to know, how are these groups showing up in these discussions? So if I go to lesson 2 and I see this discussion, it should just be one discussion. I shouldn't see all my groups here. But when I click on that, I should see this. So there's 2 ways to set this up, and this is set up correctly. We want it so that only this is the forum actually that's right here, and not every topic. If we put topics in here, you would have to see group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4, all listed right here in the table of contents, and it gets messy. So we really want just the forum here so that students click here, and then they're taken to this view, and in this view they will only see the group they're assigned to. But we as instructors see all groups right here at one time. And those are the main sticking points for what we want you to look for when it comes to discussion boards. If I didn't cover anything, or if you have any other questions, please feel free to email me and we will get you the information that you need. Hope you guys have a great day.